morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Nepali Congress releases its election manifesto. The party stresses on collective efforts for prosperous Nepal. WHO pleases to support Nepal in strengthening health emergency preparedness. Nepal receives commitment for establishment of maternal and childcare center. Water supply from Melamchi resumes. Authorities say this is just a temporary arrangement. Russian missile attack kills 8 people in Ukraine's Odessa, mother and a baby among those killed in the attack. And Chelsea beat West Ham 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. Late winner from Pulisic pushed Chelsea's hope for top 4 finish. And now the news in detail. The Election Commission has been filing candidacy for local level election since yesterday. As per update provided by the Election Commission, a total of 10,012 candidacies were registered as of 7:30 p.m. Sunday. The technicians at Election Commission enter the data of candidacy registration in Commission's information system, which is then authenticated by the Chief Election Officer. Therefore, the actual data is yet to be ascertained. The Information Technology section at EC is processing the data. As per the available information, a total 973 individuals have filed candidacy for the post of chairman and mayor of local units, while 494 have filed candidacy for the post of vice chairman and deputy mayor. Likewise, 2,826 aspirants have filed their candidacy for ward chairperson. Altogether, 10,107 candidacies have been filed for the post of ward members. The Election Commission has allocated 2 days for the candidacy filing on April 24 and 25. Today is the last day for filing candidacy, which will be done from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The ruling Nepali Congress has assured the people to take a lead role in building an equitable society by bringing positive changes in their lives while taking ownership of the constitution and a provision. A report. Releasing the party's election manifesto for the upcoming local election on Sunday, the Nepali Congress reaffirmed its commitment to make a prosperous Nepal with the collective efforts of all citizens, not by miracle of an individual. At the crux of a prosperous Nepal, there is a broader concept of human development of entire Nepali citizens, not only the crude economic development and physical infrastructures, reads the manifesto. The NC has stated that quality education, healthcare services, social security, development of physical infrastructures and encouragement to citizens for their overall capacity and creativity are not only the constitutional and moral responsibilities but also the fundamental elements that are inevitable for the country's prosperity. The NC has also made commitment to meet the target of social infrastructures in a decade while physical infrastructures would be developed for productivity and employment generation. Likewise, it has incorporated the issue of equal opportunity to all and linking citizens to the enterprises in one or the other way. Inclusive economic development and promotion of foreign assistance through economic diplomacy are also prioritized in the party's manifesto. NC's development model would be pro-people, sustainable and environment-friendly, it said, adding the Nepal would be a middle-income country in coming decade. The Federation of Constructor Associations of Nepal has announced a construction holiday, reasoning the lack of environment conducive for construction due to price hike of construction materials. Excessive price hike of construction materials, some errors in the 11th Amendment to the Public Procurement Regulation and provisions in the Insurance Directives 2078 BS, among others, have made the matter worse, said the Federation. As a result, approximately 3,500 projects have been halted in protest. Afghan President Rabi Singh confirmed that they have announced a construction holiday as the construction business is at risk of collapsing. As a result, over 17,000 contractors have been on brink of quitting their business. Construction of around 1,500 projects has continued, however, he said. According to Singh, they will launch sit-ins at the district administration office of all 77 districts and the office of the chief minister of all 7 provinces from April 26.
असोजमा 62 रुपियाँमा प्राप्त गर्ने फलाम चाहिँ अहिले आएर 135 रुपियाँ भएको छ र इन्धनको मूल्य पनि 102 रुपियाँबाट 148 भएको 145 रुपियाँ भइसकेको छ र निकट भविष्यमा फेरि यसको मूल्य चाहिँ 160 सम्म पुग्ने प्रक्षेपण भइसकेको छ र यो एक वर्ष अगाडि डिजेलको मूल्य 85 रुपियाँ थियो भन्दाखेरि यो डिजेलको मूल्य पनि अत्याधिक रूपमा बढेको छ फलामजन्य निर्माण सामग्रीको मूल्य पनि बढेको छ र 52 रुपियाँको बिटुमिन चाहिँ अहिले आएर 115 रुपियाँ भएको छ।
The Afghan in the statement urged the government to resolve the problems faced by the construction industry as they will have negative impacts on country's economy as a whole. The statement said they had to resort to protest after their repeated calls to the government to address the problem went unheard. As part of the protest, they launched a sit-in front of the Office of the Public Procurement Monitoring Office and the Insurance Board on last Thursday and Friday. They have demanded price adjustment in construction materials, amendment of inconsistent point in the 11th Amendment to the Public Procurement Regulation 2078 and to scrap the Insurance Directive 2078. The Independent Powers Producers Association Nepal has showed its solidarity with the demand of scrapping the Insurance Directive 2078. A massive fire that occurred yesterday at Bipatpur village in Kailali Rural Municipality 7 in Kailali district reduced 60 houses to ashes. The local administration estimated that around 60 houses in the village, mostly populated by the freed bonded laborers, were engulfed in the fire. According to Chief District Officer of Kailali, Kiran Thapa, most of the houses in the village were made up of locally available materials. The fire was doused after a joint effort of fire brigade and security personnel, informed CDO Thapa, adding that the reason behind the fire and exact extent of the damages were yet to be ascertained. Thapa, who rushed towards the accident site, shared that rescue and relief operations for the fire survivors were underway. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 18 new cases of COVID-19 across the country. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, the number of active cases of COVID-19 has dropped to 400 after 456 people recovered from the disease. So far, a total of 978,730 people have tested positive for the virus in Nepal, while 966,339 people have recovered already. No new death from the virus was reported yesterday. The death toll from the virus remains constant at 11,951. Nepal is currently among top 62 countries affected by coronavirus. USA tops the list with 82.64 million cases, followed by India with 43.05 confirmed cases. The virus has infected more than 509.06 million people worldwide and has claimed over 6.24 million lives. The government has submitted a proposal to the World Health Organization seeking help to establish a surgical health industry in the country. A report. According to a high-level delegation, WHO responded to issues put forth before it by Nepal positively and pledged to take them towards implementation phase. The World Health Organization has pledged to support Nepal in strengthening its health emergency preparedness and priorities of health sector. Minister for Health and Population Bidot Khatiora said that at a press meet organized yesterday to share information about the recent 3-day goodwill visit of WHO General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus to Nepal and discussions held in course of the visit. WHO Director General's visit concluded on Saturday. Speaking at a press conference organized on Sunday to inform about the visit, Minister for Health and Population Virod Khatiora said that the production of essential medicines would be done in Nepal with the support of World Health Organization, received commitments from the WHO for the establishment of Maternity and Child Health Corporation Center focused on oncology for the development of vector-borne disease training and research center as the WHO Southeast Asian Regional Center for manufacturing of emergency drugs for the establishment of health industry relating to surgery and for opportunities and capacity enhancement of Nepali health experts. Distribution of water drawn from the Melamchi River has resumed in the Kathmandu Valley from yesterday. A report.
Minister for Water Supply Umakant Chaudhary inaugurated the redistribution by turning a valve of the distribution mains at Baneswar branch office of Kathmandu Upatika Khanipani Limited yesterday. According to KUKL, it plans to supply 50 million litres of water pumped from the Sindhupalchok-based Melamchi River. The water was supplied from just to KUKL branch head at Mahankal Chaur and New Baneswar yesterday, and the distribution coverage will be extended gradually. Supply of water from Melamchi River was halted due to damages caused by massive rainfall at the project site last July. Minister Chaudhary said that water supply has been resorted as per the commitment he made while assuming his post.
And now the news from economic front. Nepal has witnessed an increase in export by 69.44% in the first 9 months of the current fiscal year compared to corresponding period of the last fiscal year. According to the data provided by the Department of Customs, the exports of domestic products since mid-July 2021 to mid-April was recorded at over rupees 160.57 billion against rupees 94.67 billion during the same period last year. Similarly, import has also increased by 31.97% in the first 9 months of the current fiscal year compared to the last year. The imports this year amounted to over rupees 146.66 billion. Import of foreign goods and food items worth rupees 1111.39 billion was recorded during the same period of last fiscal year. Likewise, the country's trade deficit went up by 28.47% to over rupees 1,450 billion during the first 9 months of the current fiscal year against rupees 1,016.62 billion during the same period of last fiscal year. As per the data, goods worth rupees 1,466 billion were imported from 162 countries during the first 9 months. Nepal imported goods of highest amount worth rupees 917 billion from India, while it exported goods worth rupees 127 billion to India during the 9 months. Nepal bears trade deficit amounting to rupees 773 billion with India alone. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. And now the international news. At least 8 people, including a mother and a child, have been killed in a Russian missile attack on the southern Ukrainian city of Odessa, according to officials and media reports. The attack on Saturday was the first big strike on or near Odessa since early April, as reported by Al Jazeera. Among those killed was a 3-month-old baby girl. Who did she threaten Russia? It seemed that killing children is just a new nascent idea for the Russian Federation, he told reporters in Kiev. The Union news agency said the baby's mother, Valeria Glodin, and grandmother were also killed in the attack. Agency cited social media posts from the baby's father and others. Russia has denied targeting civilians in its special military operation that began on February 24. The Russian Defense Ministry said it used high-precision missiles to destroy a logistic terminal in Odessa, continuing weapons supplied by the United States and European nations. At least 168 people have been killed in fighting between Arabs and non-Arabs in Sudan's war-torn Darfur region, a Sudanese and group said. Adam Bregel, spokesperson for the General Coordination for Refugees and Displaced in Darfur, said on Sunday that the fighting in the Krenik area was defenced by wounded 98 others. He said the clashes first erupted on Thursday with the killing of 2 people by an unknown assailant in Krelink, around 30 km 18 miles east of Janata, the provincial capital of West Darfur. The clashes later reached Janata, where armed groups attacked wounded people while they were being treated at the city's main hospital, according to Salah Saleh, a doctor and former medical director at the hospital. The International Committee of the Red Cross called on authorities to ensure the safe arrival of the wounded to hospitals, as reported by news agencies. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Christian Pulisic's 90-minute winner helped save teammate Jorginho's losses as Chelsea boosted their top 4 hopes with a late win over an understrength West Ham on Sunday. According to the BBC, David Moyes rested 6 players before the Europa League semi-final on Thursday, and it looked like they might hold for a precious point when Jorginho's woeful effort from the spot was saved by Lukas Fabianski after 87 minutes. But after Craig Dawson was sent off after the video assistance review for fouling Romelu Lukaku in the build-up to the penalty, Pulisic turned the saviour as he talked on Marcos Alonso's low cross. BBC further reported it sent Stamford Bridge into raptures after a frustrating afternoon that looked set to continue. Manager Thomas Tuchel's pour from the home with his side having lost their last 3 games, but the victory sparked relief for him and his players as they recovered from their midweek defeat by Arsenal to move 5 points clear of the 4th-placed Gunners. West Ham will be distraught. They did not get anything from the game after a sterling display with Declan Rice, Jadon Bowen and Michael Antonio all starting on the bench. Dawson, who was otherwise excellent with a number of blocks, will also feel aggrieved as West Ham remains 7th, 8 points behind Arsenal. Liverpool moved back to within 1 point of Premier League leaders Manchester City and left neighbours Everton languishing in the bottom 3 after victory in the Merseyside derby. Struggling Everton made Liverpool fight for the win with a well-organised and disciplined performance that will be given hope they have still avoid the drop, but was not enough to deny Jurgen Klopp's quadruple chase side. Liverpool can find different ways to get the job done, and after blowing Manchester United aside on Tuesday, they demonstrated patience to finally break down Everton's stubborn resistance in what could prove to be a priceless win. The deadlock was broken after 62 minutes when Andy Robertson arrived at the far post in front of the Kop to head home. Mohamed Salah's cross, Everton could not respond, although Demarai Gray powered a drive just wide, and Liverpool wrapped up the win when substitute Divock Origi terminated the Nevers once again when he headed in Luis Diaz's bicycle kick with 6 minutes left. The loss means the Toffees end the day in the top flight bottom 3 for the first time since 6 December 2019. They were last in the relegation zone in far into the season in 1998 and 1999. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Nepali Congress releases its election manifesto. The party stresses on collective efforts for prosperous Nepal. WHO pleases to support Nepal in strengthening health emergency preparedness. Nepal receives commitment for establishment of maternal and child care center. Water supply from Melanchi resumes. Authorities say this is just a temporary arrangement. Russian missiles attack kills 8 people in Ukraine's Odessa. Mother and a baby among those killed in the attack. And Chelsea beat West Ham 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. Led winner from Pulisic pushed Chelsea hope for top 4 finish. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.